When you start to value yourself, you move like this. It's a must we talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
Just like all my videos, this video is fueled by an experience I had, but it wasn't me. I was talking to a younger dude. He was about 23 to 25, Hispanic dude. And he was telling me that he broke up with his girlfriend. And when I asked him why, what happened, he said she hit him. And some might hear this and think, he's soft. He's beta male. But the truth is that he doesn't tolerate physical abuse from anybody. And he described this woman. I could tell that he was upset because she was very attractive in his eyes. But he still had to do what he had to do to protect himself, not just from her physical harm. I mean, the guy was about 6'2". I'm pretty sure he can handle her. He even described her actually as being like 5'5", so I know he can handle her. But the thing is, he has standards. And I felt good to hear this guy talk about himself in a positive light and deal with the pain of having to let something that he really wanted go because it wasn't meant for him. It didn't respect him. And I say it, but really it was a woman. But that means no disrespect to that woman. That's just the word I chose to use. But my point is, he valued himself. And I felt good for him. I felt good for me and other men like me. And I decided to bring it to this channel so I could share this experience and hopefully validate other men who are either making a change to start valuing themselves or they already value themselves and maybe things are a little bit harder now because before you had or thought you had value, you just put up with anything. Life was a little bit easier. Dating went a little bit smoother. But now things are a little bit rough because you chose to value yourself. Without wasting any more of your time, let me explain to you what happens when you start to value yourself. Number one is that you put your standards in front of you. You lead with your standards. Whatever those standards may be, your personal preferences, things that you are willing to and not to tolerate, you lead with that. When you meet someone, and it doesn't matter if it's a romantic partner or someone that you're just choosing to be friends with, you lead with your standards. You don't allow people to disrespect you, demean you, devalue you, destroy you, discard you. And if they choose to do these things, you know how to remove yourself. So, number one is that you lead with your standards. Whatever it is you're looking for and you're seeking, and it matches your standards. And if it doesn't match your standards, you automatically know that's not what you're looking for. That's not what's for you. It doesn't meet your standards. You're not yielding to lowering those standards or changing those standards. So that's the first thing that'll happen when you start valuing yourself is that you lead every situation with your standards. Okay? In mind, in heart, you lead with those standards. Number two, you don't make yourself an option. You see, you wouldn't knowingly entertain a woman who has a roster. Women are sneaky. She can have a roster. She could be putting you on some private roster. Yeah. But you wouldn't knowingly entertain a woman who has a roster. Let me explain. Most women nowadays are dating in a way that not forces, but not even coerces you. It just, you accept her entertaining other men. She'll say things like, I'm just looking for friends, or I'm just going with the flow. And these things imply that she doesn't want any real commitment. She might even say things like, oh, my mom said I need to know a man on all 4 seasons before jumping into a relationship with him. So this is her prepping you or grooming you, much better word, to accept the fact that you are going to be playing the bench. You have to earn her trust because it's not given to you until you show her that you're worthy of letting go options two through however many she chooses to entertain. So, because she worded it like this, you entertain this woman, and this woman is like, cool, I got a good vibe with him. I'm able to keep options I had before him and pick up new options along the way. And if feelings grow inside you for this woman or vice versa, then that conversation is had, then you learn that you're not the only one. And sometimes a woman won't tell you at all. She'll claim to be dating for marriage, and she'll claim to be dating intentionally, and she is a complete pathological liar. And you find this out over time as well. But my point is, when you value yourself, you don't knowingly make yourself an option to somebody. Somebody who is telling you that they are keeping their options open and they're not looking for anything serious and they're just casually dating, you won't even entertain that situation because you know what it entails. And you'd be an option. You'd be lowered all your value in this woman's eyes. You are equivalent to every other guy she's talking to. Even if you are more spiritually grounded, morally grounded, you have more of a sustainability to you, long term, you're trustworthy, you're handsome, you're smart. None of that stuff matters to this woman. She has just made you an option. So that's number two. When you start valuing yourself, you don't make yourself an option to a woman. You just don't. Number three, you don't act out of desperation in any situation. Let me explain. Double texting, double calling, these are things that you do when you get tired of waiting for someone to respond. You say you still there. You called her, she didn't answer. You thought maybe she didn't see your phone call, so you call her again. You know, you have been put on the back burner. She left you on red. See, you don't need to seek validation or closure when a woman is acting like this. When you value yourself, once you reach out to somebody, if they don't respond to you, you let them be. You understand that everybody, including yourself, you got your phone is on your person at all times. We're ordering Ubers, we're looking up show dates, we're browsing social media, we're asking Siri to answer a question for us. Everybody has their phone in their hand. You know this. So when a woman goes 6, 8, 12, 24, 48, 72 hours without responding to you, you know you're being ignored. Especially if her read receipt's on and they say read or delivered. So when you value yourself, you don't act out of desperation. You don't beg anybody. You don't send cash apps with your phone number attached to it saying, call me because you've been blocked. You don't pay a woman to unblock you. I don't know where that came from. That just reminded me of somebody I once knew. You don't do stuff like that when you value yourself. You don't act out of any kind of desperation. You're not begging somebody. You can make a mistake and you can say sorry, but you're not going to beg. And some people will be women would be like, "Oh, this is you. You got too much pride. If you had too much pride, you wouldn't apologize." But my point here is that when you value yourself, you don't act out of desperation in any kind of way. You just don't, because you feel like you shouldn't have to do that, and you also know that you wouldn't make someone else beg you. Number 4, you want the best for yourself. Let me explain. Women, most women, especially modern women, they operate through hypergamy. Hypergamy is always seeking or wanting the next best thing. So, you know, a man who's taller, a man who's stronger, more fit, a man who makes more money, a man who pays all her bills, and she can just sit there and look pretty every day and not have to work, things like this. So you can be with a woman and you could be providing some so-so, and then she finds another man, entertains another man who, or is introduced to another man who's willing to provide more than you, and she's probably going to jump ship. Okay, now for men though, you wanted the best for you. You want a woman that appeals to you, appeals to the eye, someone who's beautiful. You also want a woman though who appeals to you intellectually, spiritually. someone who has some sustainability, someone who's not only there for what you could provide to her, someone who values you and respects you. It's reciprocal energy. Okay, so you don't settle for less when you value yourself. Is what I'm saying. You want the best, and if this woman isn't giving her best efforts, you recognize it. It's not reciprocal. You remove yourself. Number 5, you move at your own pace. You don't go with the flow. The only flow you're going with is one that you set. Okay? You're not letting a woman speed up your flow or slow down your flow. If she's trying to slow play you, you know, put you on the bench, friend zone, you move on. If a woman's trying to rush you into commitments or intimacy before you're ready, if you're ready, then that's your pace. If you're not ready, you like, I wasn't thinking about that yet. I like to take my time. You are in total control of the pace. It's your pace. Anybody that entertains or wants you to entertain them, they have to go with your flow. It's not about being controlling. Only thing you have control over is your own self and your own autonomy. But this is what happens when you value yourself. You naturally create your own pace and you move at your own pace. You're not in a rush. You're not pressured. Pressure? You move at your own pace. Number 6. You don't chase women. Nah. Let me if a woman is showing a reciprocal energy and attraction, you let her go. Chasing women, that don't happen. So a lot of times a woman will immediately try to get you to chase her by fully making herself available to you, giving you the phone number, high levels of interest, fast response times, and then she'll do what's called intermittent ghosting. Well, then she'll instantly or dramatically, abruptly stop responding to you so quick, and this confuses you, it tricks the mind, it makes you turn all your attention inward towards her. You over pursue. You are now chasing. When you value yourself, you wouldn't get caught in this trap because, again, you'd feel like there's no need to chase a woman that should be giving you reciprocal energy. You're not looking for her to chase you. So why should you have to chase her? You wouldn't. All of the little mind games that women use, ghosting you, silent treatment, guilt tripping, pouting, sulking, all these things that are used to get your attention drawn into them wouldn't work. They get frustrated. They get frustrated when this doesn't work because they rely on manipulation. And it won't work on you, excuse me. Because guess what? You don't put the poom poom on the pedestal. You don't chase women because you value yourself. Number 7, you don't tolerate being treated like you're regular. Talk to like you're regular. Sarcasm. All of the things women do to try to, treat you like you're replaceable. What you won't do, another man will. Discussing other men to you, trying to make you feel like you fit in some kind of category or something like that. You're not comparing yourself to no other man. You're comparing yourself to yourself and the version of yourself that you want to be. So whatever she got to say along those terms, it's not going to be effective. It's not going to do anything for you, to you, against you, anything, because you value yourself. Okay, you're not regular. You're a good guy. You choose to make the right decisions. You work hard. You don't have the best this, the best that. None of that stuff matters. You still value yourself. And at the end of the day, valuing yourself, other people will be forced to value you or move around. Number 8, you still want sex. Yeah. You just want it with somebody that you actually like. So you're not just seeing any pair of lady lumps and just jumping and pouncing on it. You know, a girl at the gas station with her booty hanging all out the shorts, you'll look, but you go about your business. She's advertising it. Everybody can see it. You think it's interesting too, but because you value yourself, you want something that's a little bit more classy. Okay, you want it from somebody that when they talk, you can have a deep, intellectual, stimulating conversation with, that you can have non-sexual attraction for and non-sexual quality time. Every time you're around her or with her, you don't have to be doing the Humpty Hump. You can legit have fun watching a movie, sports game, outside activities, and sex be at the back of your mind. Versus the reason why you're here is for that. When you value yourself, you know that the intellectual properties or values in a person are the actual cake. The sex is just the little cherry on top. So you're not chasing the sex. You're chasing the value in a person. And sex comes along with it. Number 9, you value others just the way you value yourself. Now, this is what makes you a good, wholesome guy. I mean, asking for somebody to value you, respect you, worship you, or whatever, but you don't have any respect for somebody else. All you do is respect yourself. Nah. And there's a lot of guys. A lot of these guys that teach you to ignore women, mind games that you can play to get her to chase you. Those are women who don't. Excuse me. Those are men who respect themselves but don't respect others. I wouldn't tell you that. See, a good wholesome man he holds you to his own standards. He knows he respects you when you're talking, so that's what he looks for. He knows he wouldn't call you out your name, so that's what he's looking for. He knows that he will respect your time, so that's what he's looking for. He will respect your body. You see where I'm going. So having value in yourself makes you feel not entitled, but you know that you can stand on your principles and your standards because you do yourself. You value other people the way you'd want to be valued. Lastly, number 10, you never let people bring you down. Any sight of disrespect, devaluation, insults, you don't even have to do the tit for tat. You don't have to get somebody back. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You turn your other cheek. It takes a lot more self-control and respect to just turn the other cheek. And it's a lot easier said than done. Believe you me. But when you value yourself, you know how to remove yourself from toxic, unhealthy situations. And you don't have to engage with people that don't respect you, don't value you, you know. You wouldn't even do that. Your time is valuable, and the time that you do spend is going to be around people who celebrate you, not tolerate you. And you just have a lot more free energy and free brain space to focus on being productive in other areas of life than to be chasing after somebody or trying to please somebody who doesn't have the capacity to reciprocate positive energy because they're not even healthy. So valuing yourself is liberating. It's not about being in a relationship. It's about being who you are, being authentic, loving yourself, valuing yourself, making changes to yourself that you don't like, and not being concerned with someone else's dislikes or opinions of you. Oh, whew, that feels wonderful. I don't care about nobody's opinion of me. If I care about your opinion, then that means I share that opinion. If I don't share your opinion of me, I don't value your opinion of me. Only way I will value someone else's opinion of me is if I knew that person had my best interest at heart. One. Two, I went to that person for their opinion. So that validates any information they choose to disclose with me. And maybe three, they're in a position that I'd like to be in. I look up to them. I value them. Okay? If this video has helped you or if it resonates with you, if you just like it, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. But if you're new to my channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been yet another episode of The Superb Word. Until next time, 2 fingers.